Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to review the 1951 black and white film People Will Talk, starring Cary Grant, Gene Crane, Finley Curry, and Hume Cronin, directed by Joseph Menkowitz. Now, I first encountered this film decades ago. I think I caught part of it on a cable, maybe like American Movie Classics or something along those lines. And I fell in love with it because it is a rare combination of a funny film with moving dramatic components and some truly subversive elements. And this film was made in 1951, smack dab in the McCarthy era. And yet this film has some decidedly socialist slants, some anti-capitalism components. It very much shows people doing things for altruistic reasons and not for profit. It takes a much more holistic view of the medical field, which I all found fascinating, seeing as the era it took place in was so conservative. And the story is of Cary Grant's character, Dr. Noah Pretorius. Now the film presents him as this is a pseudonym for a real person. The implication is that this story is the truth. In the film, Dr. Pretorius has acquired a fortune and has opened up a clinic of his own, where it's a private clinic and people come there, and he has very much of a very holistic approach, treating the patient as a whole person. They are not just a series of symptoms and diagnoses. They are people, and they need to be treated as people. They needed to be treated with respect and dignity. For example, he refuses to have his patients forced to eat breakfast at a convenient time to the cooking staff, or refuses to have them be woken up in the middle of the night for treatments because it's convenient to the nurses. All the nurses, of course, in this film are female. There are some very gender-specific roles in this movie. It also takes the stance that premarital sex existed. And even though a woman in the film, played by Gene Crane, Deborah, is torn and has in turmoil over the fact that she's engaged in premarital sex and has become pregnant because of it. Cary Grant's character has a very much an open concept about this. He doesn't judge her for it. They fall in love, they get married. But for me, of all of the roles in this film, and Hume Cronin plays a wonderful little tin hat martinet. He's a petty, vindictive little prig, and he does it so well. All right, but the best for me was Finley Curry, playing the character of Shunderson. Now, Shunderson is a very much of a mysterious character in this film, right up to the last scenes. The people in the school that the doctor teaches at, the college he teaches at, refer to him as the Bat, because he's a strange, you would almost, in our modern era, you would almost say a gothic or an emo type character, this kind of imposing, 6'2", kind of large, a little slow-witted. He's a little, he's not the most dexterous individual, but he has a measured pace. He has an air of mystery about him. No one knows about his past. And he's always with Dr. Pretorius. He's a manservant, but he's also there, present all the time. And no one can quite figure out their relationship. I'm not going to spoil it for you, because you really need to hear the story that the character of Shunderson tells in the last reel. It's well worth the wait. But the actor, Finley Curry, was fascinating. Born in 1878, he did he, along with his wife, did a little song and dance routine in the 1890s in America. And he started acting in 1930 and acted for over 30 years. Also became known as an antique dealer, dealing in coins and precious metals. He just had a full, rich life, dying in 1968 at the age of 90, which is quite impressive. Because in this film, he's not what you'd call svelte, you know. He didn't look like he had the best diet. person who did a little exercise. So the fact that he made it to 90 was quite impressive. But this is a charming film that still has elements to it that are worth your time. That there's a message here. There is content that is something deeper than just some light rom-com. You know what I mean? And I'm really glad I got a copy. In fact, I get this one off of Amazon. I bought it. It's not available on the primary market. It's on the secondary market. But I got this new for like under $6, plus the shipping. And it was only 20 cents more than a used copy. So I'm like, I'm getting a new copy. If I get a used one, I can get it for 20 cents more. So it's not difficult to get a hold of. Yeah, it's a little more than I normally pay for a DVD, but I've been wanting a copy of this movie for years, so worth it for me. But I recommend it. I don't know if it's available as a download on Netflix or anything. It may be. I have no idea how prevalent the really old, fairly obscure movies are in that. I'm considering getting a Netflix account, but I don't have one yet. But I highly recommend this film. It's very enjoyable. It's Cary Grant at his best, and with a wonderful supporting cast. And Finley Curry was just a marvel.